Hi, welcome to lesson number 7 of Media and Information Literacy. In this lesson, learners must be able to understand intellectual property rights, copyright, fair use, and the importance of being familiar with it. Demonstrate proper conduct and behavior online. Always remember that everything you see on the internet is not free for you to use. There are certain concepts like copyrighted materials, public domain, and fair use that we need to understand. Have you ever wondered what that encircled C in books stand for? That actually means that it has a copyright and it belongs to someone. It is important to remember that an author's published works are a product of intellect, passion, and effort. Any published work is protected by the copyright law to safeguard the author's piece from plagiarism. But what if you really want to use an excerpt from an ebook downloaded from the internet? Does it mean we can't use any resource material available online? But it is possible because of the fair use guidelines. Fair use refers to usage of a copyrighted material with the purpose of using it for review, commentary, educational, critic or parody without asking permission from the original author. This pertains to an output of a person's intellect, such as literary and artistic works, inventions, logos, symbols, signs, as well as names and images for advertisements. Patents, trademarks and the concept of plagiarism is just a few of the things society should be aware about. These three are only a few of the terms we need to understand, as they are different from one another. The encircled R, or known as trademark, when you see this mark in any product, this refers to products which are registered in a specific country and may not be reproduced without consent. The TM sign is used for unregistered trademark. This sign do not possess the legal benefits of having a registered one. This means that it can only be protected to a specific region of scope. The encircled C is used to show ownership in literary works like books, magazines, journals, and other print media. When you see this mark, you are not allowed to replicate any part of it without permission. The SM sign is used for distinguishing the source of a specific service instead of a product or goods. Common examples are brands, logos, and slogans. Patent pertains to an exclusive right granted to an invention. Just like the copyright law, a patent protects the owner from other people who deliberately or unintentionally copy his invention. When a scientist is granted a patent, it means that he has exclusive rights to the invention or product. Trademark refers to a specific sign associated with a particular brand of goods or services. Companies use a trademark to distinguish their products from other available and similar products in the market. In this way, other companies won't be able to copy and resell items without their permission. Patents, trademarks and copyrights are all under the umbrella of industrial designs that aims to protect aesthetic aspect of a design and its geographical indications. This safeguards the owner of a work, since he or she has intellectual property rights, against possible cases of plagiarism, which can lead to lawsuits and tons of legal cases. But what really is plagiarism, and how does it happen? Living in the digital era, we often get confused with what intellectual property is in the modern age. For example, you used a study, a report, a journal, or dissertation from the internet, without properly citing the author, and published it as it was your own and earn money from it. Whether you did it on purpose or not, it is a form of plagiarism. If someone uses it without proper citation, it would send readers a wrong notion that this is an original work. Plagiarism is copying someone else's work without acknowledgement and consent. Power and influence of media. What can you say about this? Media in all forms can shape and influence society and politics in so many ways.
Pirmado na ni Pangulong Noynoy Aquino ang Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. Kaya mapapanagot na ngayon sa batas ang mga nasa likod na mga paninira sa internet, pati na yung mga utak na mga iligal na gawain, gaya ng identity theft, hacking at child pornography. Pero may mga tumututol din sa ilang probisyon ng cybercrime law na di umano isang uri ito ng censorship at invasion of privacy. Live mula sa Quezon City, may report si Ruth Cabal. Ruth.
Jessica, dito nga daw sa bagong batas ito ang Cybercrime Prevention Act, inaasahan ng gobyerno na mas mapapalakas ang laban at pagsugpo sa mga krimen sa computers at sa internet. Pero may ilang grupo na may pag-aalinlangan sa ilang probisyon nito. Sa Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, pinalawig ang definisyon ng ilang cybercrimes na wala sa mga dati ng batas. Ilan sa mga ito ang cyber-squatting o yung pagkuha ng domain name na nakaregister na at meron ng nagmamay-ari. Computer-related identity theft o paggamit, pag-iba o pagbubura ng identifying information ng isang tao o anumang grupo. Cybersex, ang direkta o didirektang pagpapakita ng sexual organs o sexual activity gamit ang computer na may kapalit na pabor o konsiderasyon. Unsolicited commercial communications o spamming na pagbibigay ng electronic messages para magbenta ng mga produkto na wala namang consent o pahintulot mula sa recipient, walang source at may mapanlinlang na impormasyon.
Any privilege, any right is subject to abuse, di ba? Depende. And that's why meron tayong enforcement mechanism doon.
Pinalalakas din ng batas ang parusa sa ilang krimeng ginawa sa pamamagitan ng computer. Halimbawa, child pornography at libel.
Ang kagandahan nga nito with the passage of that law, nagkaroon talaga ng black and white, nagkaroon talaga ng batas na nakasulat, na talagang rektang tumutukoy doon sa mga tinatawag nating cybercrimes.
Ang Kabataan Party List nagulat raw sa pagkakasama ng libel, lalo pat sinulong nila ang pagtatanggal nito kasama na ang cyber defamation at threats. I-martial law nga ang bansag nito sa bagong batas, lalo pat ngayon hindi lang media kundi ang publiko, yung mga nagbablog o nagtutweet, pwede na rin daw makasuhan.
Lahat na ng gumagamit ng internet, ng computer systems, pwedeng maakusahan ng libel. It could restrict, it could curtail freedom of expression in the country. Anong ibig sabihin ito? Gagamitin ito to silence the critics in the government?
Pero ayon sa eksperto sa cybercrimes, meron naman daw pamantayan bago pa maituring na libelous ang isang pahayag sa computer o internet. At mapoprotektahan pa rin naman daw ang freedom of expression kung kontra sa isang public figure o event ang mga gagawing pahayag.
Define niya na sa malicious imputation of a vice crime or defect. No? So essentially nga parang paninirang puri against sa isang tao. Basta fair comment on public events. I think pasok yon.
Pero may ilang provision raw sa anti-cybercrime law na posibleng may paglabag sa privacy or right to due process. Halimbawa ang provision nito sa real-time collection of traffic data kung saan papayagan ng law enforcement agencies na makakuha ng impormasyon sa mga activity ng isang computer o smartphone.
Pwede mag-surveillance yung law enforcement agencies nang wala man lang warrant. Pwedeng i-collecta yung data na yan, traffic data ng PNP at saka ng NBI nang walang warrant.
Nakakabahala rin daw ang probisyon na kahit base lamang sa prima facie evidence ng paglabag sa batas na ito, pwede nang ipag-utos ng DOJ ang pag-restrict o pag-block ng access sa computer data, halimbawa raw sa isang website.
Kung ma-determine nila isang site, either infringing or whatever, violates libel, ibablock nila. So parang naging sensor ngayon ng DOJ. Parang hindi yata maganda yon.
For a government which claims transparency to be its priority, for a government which claims openness na sa pamamahala, instead of cybercrime, sana freedom of information.
In the Philippines, laws are implemented to protect the rights of all internet users. RA 10175, an act defining cybercrime, providing for the prevention, investigation, suppression, and the imposition of penalties therefor and for other purposes. RA 10173, an act protecting individual personal information and communications systems in the government and private sector, creating for this purpose a National Privacy Commission, and for other purposes.
Isang babae na sampula ng pagpapatupad ng batas laban sa cybercrime. Yan ay matapos niya umunong mang-hack ng email ng branch manager na isang bangko para maglipat ng pera sa sarili niyang bank account. Narito ang aking report. Kasong computer-related forgery ang isinampa sa Las Piñas Regional Trial Court laban kay Carla Marines Ignacio, ang unang kinasuhan ng paglabag sa Cybercrime Prevention Act mula nang ipagtibay ito ng Korte Suprema noong Pebrero. Si Ignacio ay inireklamo ng Philippine National Bank sa pamamagitan ng abogado nitong si Attorney Ruben Zacarias ng pangangasiwa ng madi-otorisadong transaksyon mula sa PNB Guam branch. Nagsumbong kasi ang branch manager na nakatanggap siya ng email na galing umano sa Federal Bureau of Investigation o FBI ng Amerika. Sa email, pinaklik sa kanya ang isang link ng mga pangalan umano ng mga terorista at ang ilan dito nakikipagtransaksyon daw sa bangko nila. Nang i-click ng manager ang link, wala namang lumabas na listahan. Matapos ng 3 araw, nadiskubre ng PNP Guam na may siyam na di-otorisadong transaksyon kabilang ang money transfer ng 1.299 million pesos ng isang Sunny One mula sa kanilang bangko papunta sa Ostrich Business Services at ang mahigit 170,000 pesos na money transfer ng isang Gretchen Andres papunta sa account ni Ignacio. Napag-alamang ang Ostrich Business Services ay pag-aari pala ni Ignacio. Ayon sa PNP, posibleng hinak ang email ng branch manager at ginamit ang impormasyon niya para makapaglipat ng pera.
Ito ang reklamo sa kanya, yung nagwi-withdraw siya ng pera sa through ATM. Hindi ko alam kung sa kanya yon, pero kasi nakapag-withdraw ng pera na wala namang dinideposit na pera doon sa account niya.
Nahuli si Ignacio noong May 22 na sinubukan niyang i-withdraw ang pera sa account niya, pero noong nakaraang linggo ay nakapagpiyansa din. Pinaghahanap ang iba pang kasamahan ni Ignacio. Ang kasong ito ay tanda na tinutugis na ang mga lumalabag sa cybercrime law, kaya dapat daw magreklamo at magsumbong sa mga pulis.
It is important that we keep ourselves grounded and informed about the implementing laws that aims to protect our reputation online and data against cyber crimes. Through these laws, we are able to cope up with living in a cyber world where everything is fragile and easy to corrupt. What is cybercrime? The use of a computer as an instrument to further illegal ends. Criminal activity or a crime that involves the internet, a computer system, or computer technology. One example is online identity theft. It is using someone else's account to obtain money or credit. People who post or have their profiles in public and constantly shares personal information online are vulnerable to identity theft. It might lead to phishing, hackers spying you, or loss of money in your linked bank accounts. Cyber trespassing is the act of using someone else's personal social media account with no permission from the owner. This could also lead to cyberbullying, wherein harm is done using social media or any platform over the internet in posting derogatory, abusive, or offensive content to someone. Other violations are defamation. A defamation is a statement that is directed to a person or organization and is highly untrue. In effect, it is meant to denigrate or impugn a person's or an organization's reputation. Defamatory statements are directed to a person or an organization and are considered by recipients as highly untrue. Anti-obscenity law. With accordance to Article 201 of the Revised Penal Code, a material would be a violation to the anti-obscenity law if it includes performing immoral acts, obscene publications or exhibition, and indecent shows. Materials that promotes violence, lust, pornography, racism, usage of prohibited drugs and acts that are contrary to the law are considered violations under the anti-obscenity law. Sedition. This pertains to subversive acts, such as rebellion and insurrection, which incites the public to revolt against the government. With accordance to Article 138 of the Revised Penal Code, any person who is found to be inciting a rebellion shall be penalized for putting the safety, security, and stability of the state. Piracy is purchasing pirated copies of films, albums, and documentaries. Since they are cheaper than the original is considered piracy and illegal under Philippine laws. Piracy is the unauthorized distribution and reproduction of copyrighted materials is a violation under the Anti-Camcording Act of 2020 or Act 10888. And that is the end of our Lesson 7 in MIL. Opportunities, Challenges and Power of Media and Information. See you again next week for our Lesson 8.